Yeah, and while we're talking about fighters, let's do Braum. Let's talk about Braum a little bit.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. Dude,
So
2XKO.
this week we had Braum. Yeah, Braum was announced as the next champion for 2XKO. I was pretty confident that it was going to be Jinx because we'd seen Jinx already. But
Hmm.
Braum, they announced his announcement trailer, and it was. I loved Braum's announcement trailer because like he had his own thing with the shield and everything. Braum's lore is very good, but then his mechanic is very accurate to who he is. Like his shield is constantly moving in and out of the true ice form, which if you don't know, Braum's shield is pretty special and it allows him to manipulate true ice. And there's a whole story about Braum's shield. If you want to go into the lore, like check out my video covering his lore specifically, or you can look at my review of his 2XKO launch trailer and I do a deep dive on that. But then all the poros are actually
Yeah.
canonical and accurate. Like, they're not just random poros that he's using in the 2XKO trailer. There's actually the mighty poro that comes down with the hammer, and then the poro fluff that comes in at the end, which is a huge ball of poros. Those are actually from Legends of Runeterra. They're Legends of Runeterra cards. So they're not just random
Oh.
poros that they made for 2XKO. And we got a new map. So even not, it goes beyond that because Braum, the whole time I was distracted by Braum fighting, but it's actually a new map, a second one for the Bilgewater actually. It looks like it's near a Buhuru temple because if you look in the back, you can see the serpent horns, which are used
Yeah.
by the Buhuru people to keep away sea monsters. And it's a huge one in the background. So it was jam packed. That's why people were going nuts about it because there was so much to it. And then there's a little bit of nod to Ruined King because his tag team partner in the trailer was actually Alawi. And if you don't know this, Alawi really had a thing for Braum in Ruined King. Although Braum is like too pure-hearted for any of that.
Man, dude. Yeah, also talking about the trailer, is it just me or is Braum like animation wise and just visually? Why do I feel like he's like a cut above everyone else right now in the game? Or is it just me? But like
What
his
do you mean? Like he looks
animations, his
good?
attacks, yeah, he just looks visually, his animations, oh my god, dude. They look so smooth. Am I also sweet because Braum, like in terms of his like stature and just like his proportions, he's so massive that all these exaggerated moves in 2XKO work so perfectly with him and his massive shield. Like every swing, you feel it. Like man, oh man, it's so cool. And his use of true ice is so sick. I just feel like Braum is one of the more recently developed characters for 2XKO. Cause I don't know why, but just his attacks look so satisfying, so smooth. I mean, granted, everyone in 2XKO so far looks pretty dang good, but Braum specifically just looks like it. It might be just also because he's like a heavy, so his swings look very meaty.
They're
And I
very
like that a lot.
exaggerated and slow and
Yeah,
they're easy to see maybe.
yeah, that might be it too. But just either way, when he's swinging that shield around, it looks so good. I'm super into it.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
think it's some of the cleanest animations I've seen from 2XKO.
Yeah, and with his gameplay, I like his gameplay loop as well. So his whole thing is going to be about switching in and out of this true ice shield form, and the enemy can take you out of it too. But like you basically use an ability that gets you into this true ice shield, and then you can use the true ice shield in an ability that you can only use while your shield is covered in true ice. So you can like punch it to send a true ice ball that'll freeze the enemy, or you can slam it down into the ground, like push the person down to the ground, which is like a carry that drags them across and hits them at the end. So there's a lot of stuff that you can do once your shield is true ice. So I like his mechanic of shifting in and out of that too. He looks like fun. I just want to get into the alpha to be honest and be able to actually play him.
Yeah, dude, Braum is definitely gonna be one character I can't wait to pick up for sure. But I think both of us naturally are gonna like want to play some heavier characters, right? Like, there's just something so cool about heavier characters in 2D fighters like this, for me at least. Like, I don't know. I think the large like telegraphed attacks are, like of course like they're more difficult to land, but then when you do, oh man, dude, it's just it is
So who are you playing
satisfying.
right now?
Right now, who's my team? It might be, dude. I don't know. I mean, Braum for sure, and then it might
Hmm.
be between Echo or Darius, depending on who I like more, like in terms of gameplay, like how they feel. But yeah, it's right
Damn it.
now that's who it is: Braum, and then Echo or Darius. What about you? Who are you
I feel
feeling?
like I gotta go. Dang, it's actually tougher than I thought. Okay, so you would go Braum and then Darius or Echo.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm definitely gonna go Echo.
Dude, now I think about Echo's gonna have some sick time warping mechanics, right? Like to
Yeah, that's why I like Echo.
yeah, you'll be in like some kind of like bad position. You're able to just like warp to where you were like 3 seconds ago or something like that. That'd be sick. Oh my god. No, I really want to see Echo gameplay now. Hold up.
But see, I also like Yasuo, man. I also really like Yasuo.
Oh yeah, no, I think Yasuo's gonna be very cool. For sure. He has the potential to be broken for some reason. I don't know why, but you know when you can feel that like, oh yeah, I'm gonna see this character all the freaking time at like every tournament. I feel like Yasuo's gonna be one of those guys.
Can I call I'm gonna call the strongest comp right now. Out of all the characters here, I think the strongest comp is going to be Alawi and Yasuo. And I have no reason for
Really?
that other than a feeling. Yes, I haven't played the game yet, so I
I'm
have
gonna
no
be
idea.
honest.
But I just feel
I feel like it's so
that's
rare
good
when
combo.
I feel like it's so rare when a heavy is good, right? And usually if they are good, it means they're broken, or it's the first week of the game being out and nobody knows what they're doing. My guess is gonna be Yasuo Ari. I feel like that.
Ooh.
I don't know why, but like those are the two like fast, nimble characters. And what's worse is that Yasuo has a sword, so he has range. He's gonna freaking poke people. So like, I could just see those two being the fast characters that are going to be good, and you're just gonna see that comp.
Oh
everywhere.
wow.
Yeah.
Hey, you know what I just kind of noticed? This might be a little weird. Okay, so look, if you look at Yasuo, he partners with Ari a lot. Okay, like Yasuo and Ari are kind of a tag team. I feel like they go together, right? And every time you see them in the trailers and stuff, they're together. Alawi and Braum really go together. They're like, you know, you've seen them in Rune King. They already have a thing for each other. I feel like, yeah, I'm talking about from the lore perspective, these two characters go together. I feel like they're matching them. Like every character kind of has a partner default in a way. Maybe that's
and
for
then
some future lore stories.
Yeah, I think it'll be Echo and Jinx.
Yeah, I think so, maybe. But I don't know. They're not really friends. Like they don't really work together too well.
Huh?
Yeah, they're just both from Zon. I think maybe if you're gonna get Jinx, maybe you can even Vi. Like Jinx is really a loose cannon. She's almost by herself. Maybe they were gonna add Jinx and they were like, we want to have another character in there. I don't know who Echo would go with.
Yeah, that's the thing. I feel like Echo's very much doing his own thing, and his friends were
Doing
just
his
kind
own
of
thing.
like unnamed characters for the sake of Echo having friends. So like,
Yeah. But you definitely could do Echo and Jinx, and I know we've seen Katarina in like a trailer somewhere. It was like there were game design trailer for 2XKO. They were just showing a developer and he had Katarina on the background. But also another champion that would go very well with Darius is Samira from Noxus. Even though I think her name is pronounced Samira, but I feel like I get hit sometimes when I roll the R by people that don't like it. But I think Samira would be another good one. And I feel like maybe like now we have these two champions, I feel like they are matching them.
yeah,
And maybe that could be for a PvE mode in the future. Because you could definitely do a PvE story with Yasuo and R, and you could do a PvE story with Alawi and Braum.
Oh yeah, I see what you mean now. I could definitely see it happening. Yeah, I never thought about the fact that, oh yeah, this is a 2v2 fighter, so they're gonna need two characters together if they ever want to tell stories in this game. Like they're gonna have to pair some people up.
Well, I didn't think about it until you said Yasuo and Ari, and I was like, oh yeah, what the hell, Yasuo and Ari will really go together. And then I looked at Alawi and Braum, and I was like, they do go together. I was like, okay, but Echo and Darius, where are their partners?
Yeah, that's the thing.
Katarina and Jinx, maybe?
Interesting. We got like a Mario Kart double dash situation. Okay, I'm for it. I think that's cool. I think that's cool as long as it doesn't like restrict them too much, you know.
Yeah.
I guess at some point I wouldn't be surprised if we get what's his name? I always forget his name just because he's so default. The everyman of Demacia. Is what I always think of him as.
Oh, Garen. You talking about Garen?
Yeah. I wouldn't be surprised. Maybe the thing is, if we get him, he's gonna be base roster, right? That's my opinion. If we get him, I think he'll be base roster. I couldn't see him being DLC.
Garen and Fiora go very good together, and we've seen them together.
Yeah, like, see, I don't think we're gonna get some like Demacia rep at some point, or like
I would say Kale and Morgana, but they don't play nice together.
oh yeah, like we might start getting pairs from every area. But I mean, like the thing is, we also have like Alawi and Braum, right, which are both two very different places, but they go together. So I don't know. It's interesting. But yeah, I was thinking like I'm surprised we haven't gotten anyone from Demacia yet. I'm just speculating on that now. Basically, is where I started going.
Demacia has a lot of pairs that you could do. You can do Lux with Silas or Lux with Garen. She could go either way.
Yeah, Lux and Silas, definitely a possibility. I need an excuse to get Poppy in, but I don't know who she'd get paired with. Hopefully it's Viego. Then I just have my team. I think Viego's inevitable. I've already said that a billion times, but Viego's getting in for sure.
So if they give Poppy, you think Poppy will be your main pick?
Yeah, for sure. Poppy's my main pick, no doubt. She's my number 1 pick for 2xk. I hope she gets in because having a tiny Yordle be a heavy sounds like the coolest thing ever to me. Just a giant hammer Yordle. But I don't know who should get paired with if they are going with the pairing thing.
Yeah, we do need a Yordle.
We just need a Yordle in general. That's the biggest thing. Yeah, we need a Yordle. But then also, I think I've talked about this before. Actually, yeah, I definitely have the fear of tiny characters in 2D fighters. Usually small characters in 2D fighters can cause problems because they just have a small hurt box. But like we said before, if it's not going to be Poppy, they could always go mech dude, mech Yordle, and have him be in a mech. And they can make it work.
Yeah, he would go very good with Tristana.
Oh yeah, dude.
Rumble with Tristana would be very good because they kind of have a thing for each other.
Oh, agreed. All right, you guys heard it here first in the Brazen Hydra Pub. Next 2 characters to drop.
We've called it first. The first Yordles are going to drop that we get are going to be Tristana or Rumble, and whoever drops first, the other one will drop after them.
Yeah. Definitely, absolutely. Coming from a strong source called My Hopes and Dreams.